Hello, everyone. Thank you for listening to A Session with Jimmy. This is part 2 of one of the shows that we did regarding an encounter that Jimmy has with Ashtar. So this is the conclusion of that, or at least part 2 of our discussions with Ashtar. And in addition to that, you will find out what actually happened. And we also discuss some things regarding the Kennedys, particularly Bobby Kennedy, and so much more. So here is the show, and thank you for supporting us.
You know what today is?
What?
Today is the anniversary, the 56th anniversary of JFK getting shot.
Oh, wow.
And I remember that very well. I was almost 10 years old, like I'm almost 66 now. And, you know, it was just, it really shook my world, you know. And, of course, that was before you were even born, but I'm sure you heard a lot about that after you came along.
It was, yeah, I think it shook the whole nation because he was very liked.
Right, the whole world.
The whole world liked him, yeah. I mean, he was a likable guy.
And that was a timeline thing, too, wasn't it? Some kind of timeline shift or...
There were some really weird things that happened. That there's more than one video out there. You know, the conspiracy theorists have multiple explanations for the way that the way that he got killed and what happened. I mean, there's even one that plays out like Jackie kills him. Actually, well, you know,
Jesse. Well, I mean, Jess, when we were talking to him, he said Jackie.
He said what?
I asked him. I came right out and asked him who did it. He said Jackie.
Yeah, I remember that, and I mean, I know that it's probably controversial for a lot of people, especially people that loved the Kennedy family.
Yeah, both of them, and Jackie too. But you know,
but if you think about it,
she was a CIA agent, I guess.
She's a what?
She was a CIA agent.
Yeah, and if you think about it, I mean, she probably there's something about an angry wife,
right?
And the multiple affairs and stuff. I mean, you could see that, you know, there could be a.
Well, I understand she was having affairs too.
That's very possible. I mean, they're jet setters.
Yeah,
and
it was just a marriage, and you know it was for looks and stuff. You know, I mean, that's what I'm finding out. And
I think they cared about each other, but I don't think that they were all together just like partners. I think when she made an arrangement with Onassis, I didn't feel that there was love there. But I really think that she was crazy about him. But
well, maybe at first, but you know, there was some kind of you know, that the cabal likes to put people together, especially in leadership positions. They like to, you know, pick the pairs and stuff, so they can control the genes and, you know, where they come from, the mother and the father, and you know, I think that had something to do with it too. Can we talk to JFK?
Yeah, well, no, I could see if he's around, but I thought that. I mean, it's definitely lineage stuff, and there is something about, you know, each president has a common denominator. There's someone there that they're all connected to.
Queen of England.
Was it the Queen of England?
Yeah, they all have genes going back to, I think, except George Washington. They all have like a common gene related to the Queen of England or some shit, and. From what, you know, I'm finding out too is, you know, the Queen has some kind of ownership in all of us, you know, of our productive, you know, our birth certificates or some shit. Like, I mean, you might have heard something like that.
I saw an aspect of the Queen yesterday, of all things. It was the weirdest thing.
And they never lost that war. You know, they kept control of us. It was just like kind of like what the Nazis did after World War II, kind of behind the scenes, or, you know, they still maintain their ownership of us, the Queen and the Pope. The Pope owned our soul. And I guess she works for him or some shit. I mean, it's crazy. And the Kennedys are probably related to that. You say JFK isn't doing something special today for the anniversary?
Yeah, I could see what's going on. So, well, you want me to tell you the story about me seeing the Queen? It was
Oh
bizarre.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I was doing some earth clearing with some people, trying to take care of whatever's going on, and had some issues with some people that were struggling lately, and I was kind of sad about it.
Uh-huh.
And so after we did the clearing, all of a sudden I see myself in a friend's house who, I mean, they moved out of, but I was literally walking down the hallway and going into the room where I stayed when I visited them, and they live in England.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the Queen standing there, like she was in that bedroom where I stayed.
Like she looks now?
Yes.
She wasn't in a reptilian form?
No.
You know she's reptilian, right?
Yeah. And what's interesting is there's a similarity in appearance to their mother, who sort of looks like her, but it's not her. But I mean, the whole thing was really weird.
Did she say anything to you?
I mean, I was stunned. It set me back a bit, and it was almost like she was saying, "Yeah, I was here in that bedroom when you were there."
Wow. Damn.
I know.
So did you get any kind of further info on that from your guides or whatever?
I'm trying to remember what happened. I almost I don't know, I'm sort of blanking on what exactly happened there, and I was just, I think I just said, you're crossing your boundaries here. I said,
Well, was she menacing or threatening in any way, or?
No, she was just trying to let me know that she was there.
And not why she was there.
No, and she pretty much let me know that I don't know, she's trying to shadow me or what she was trying to do, or because I was in her country. But, maybe they identify this country as their country as well.
Oh, yeah, they do. At least privately. Not too openly.
Right. And I'm
let-
not talking about the people trying to take ownership here. I mean, I think the people in England are trying to just maintain life, and it's a beautiful country. I don't know if you've ever been over there, but England is breathtaking. It's just, I love the cottages. It's just a beautiful place.
Well, of course I've been there, Jess. I just don't remember it.
Yeah.
But there's talk recently that she just fired Prince Andrew.
Right, because of which brings up that topic.
Yeah, the Epstein thing.
Yeah, I mean, this is why Trump isn't very popular right now, isn't it?
Because of the Epstein thing?
Because he's exposing a lot of this stuff.
Well, no, I can't wait to find out the explanation behind him, because I know there's something that we don't know. Because people talk about him like at least his supporters, like he's some kind of saint or something, and
he's not a saint. But let's be honest, he's the only president that's actually tried to out all this stuff.
Well, Kennedy did too. Look what happened to him.
Yeah, well, look what's happening to Trump. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he was nothing like Kennedy, though.
No, he's nothing like Kennedy, but he had to be a very bold presence. So we had some real strong aggression going on in the world.
Yeah, and he's the only one I know that could have stood up to Hillary and taken her out. And I think that he himself was surprised that he won. Because everyone thought she was going to win. I mean, if you remember, there was almost no doubt at all, and it was like a joke that he was thinking he was going to beat her.
Yeah, but he does have that time traveler element to him as well.
And you told me he's a walk-in too, so.
Yeah, definitely. I saw him in Titania, with the Titans.
Oh.
So.
Well, we were there too, weren't we? Or.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Um, yeah. So anyhow, and you know that Schiff is Paul Serene.
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, I got a confirmation from Peter on that one.
He
He
called.
looked at him. I said, "Is this guy Paul Serene?" And he looked at it. He goes, "Yep."
He,
Yeah, that's him.
Trump calls him Shifty Schiff. It almost sounds like he's cussing when he says it, but
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what it is. And the guy looks, I mean, he looks like his eyes are popping out of his head half the time. I mean, he's clearly not, he's not human. He's working for Mobius,
and he's also
and they're trying to change the timelines, shift the timelines,
oh
shift. Yeah.
right.
And Nancy Pelosi, I saw her as someone else, which I think she was a 12D Pleiadian. I saw her in a dream.
Well, some are saying she's a clone right now, and her clone is failing. If you see her talk, she seems to have a problem
Stuttering. Yeah, yeah.
and she
Yeah, but
looks
slurring or something. Yeah, I mean that's what happened to Hillary. I mean,
oh yeah, and there's talk that she's going to be arrested, publicly arrested, like kind of between now and Thanksgiving or something like that, and that her husband already was.
I mean, what I want to know is while they were all, this their whole scenario between Schiff and Pelosi reminds me of Nero playing the violin while their whole city is burning.
Uh-huh.
I mean, all the state of California has been burning. They've done absolutely nothing.
And they're both from there.
And well, that's what I'm saying. That's their state. Do you ever hear them talk about it? No, not at all. They're playing the violin while California's going down. And what a hell of a nerve to then go after the president to further weaken our infrastructure. I mean, yeah, keep people in check if they're doing something wrong, but it's not even about that. And I think a lot of the stuff, I mean, Russia is pretty much laughing at us because they're like, oh, look at them, they're all tangled up in nonsense, And then I heard that the Russians took over one of our bases, military bases in Syria. So they don't really care.
Well, they've been in Syria, and
yeah, but why are they taking over an American military base?
Is Russia really an adversary to us, or are they really behind the scenes?
They don't. It's not that they're an adversary, but just like some of these kingdoms, essentially, they're looking to see the breach in the U.S. Everyone wants to see the United States crumble because it's been a power for so long. Also, then they're gonna go jump in and take what they can. And you know what happens to us in the United States if they do that? We get to be slaves of their system because I don't like the way they treat their own people.
Well, we already are slaves, yes.
We don't even know slavery on the level if other groups like that come in and take over.
Well, I'm not worried about it because from what I understand, Russia, China, and us are going to be the three world powers that are going to, basically watch over the world in the future. And it's not going to be a bad thing. We're going to do it all together and we're going to be friendly and happy.
That's the way it's supposed to be. But if Pelosi and Schiff get their way, this is their intention, is to take down the United States for whoever's paying them.
Like what Hillary was going to do if she got in?
Right. And then look, who steps in, and then now we're under this communist rule of some sort because it's either China or Russia or both of them.
Well, Russia's not Tommy anymore, though.
Yeah, well,
At least, they supposedly, got off of that back in.
Well, what happens when the people protest over there?
Oh, I don't.
Probably not anything good. We know what's going on over in Hong Kong.
Yeah, I'm right. And that's getting violent too, pretty violent.
I wouldn't be able to have this conversation right now, and this is the problem. Is they want to shut down people from speaking out and just talking in general about things and trying to understand what's going on, but it's clearly evident that they have some sort of agenda because who tries to destroy the infrastructure of their own nation is because there's another agenda. They're already working for someone else, and they're going to get paid very royally somehow.
So you're saying that there isn't something good about to happen?
I'm saying that we need to really break out of this. They're trying to bring us into another one of these timelines, and well, we can't participate in it. We really shouldn't be a part of it.
Well, isn't there a lot of galactic guidance right now? And
well, when I
like
talked to Peter, he said that it. I mean, it's not that there aren't those that are supporting us, but he's saying that they have Monarch, Mobius, and CERN, the quantum computing. All this is really doing a lot to our matrix, and it's creating an internal collapse.
And that 5G they're trying to bring in.
Yeah, they're really messing with things, and so the infrastructure of the planet and the matrix that we exist in, the fabric of it, is getting severely attacked and depreciated over time. And this is Peter and I had a long discussion about it the other day, and he's saying, essentially that he's as he says, it's bad news bears. So we're in a very tricky situation right now, and I know that there are those that want to see the negativity come in, and because then they imagine that they're going to gain something, and probably don't want to hear me talking.
But they're the ones that have been running the show for thousands, millions of years. They've been running this world. I mean, that time is coming to an end, from what I'm
right.
I'm trying to manifest here.
But imagine this. It's, what is it called? Sour grapes.
Yeah.
When a person says, "All right, fine, I'm not going to win the game anymore, but I'm going to destroy the game in your house before I leave."
Yeah. It's kind of like what they did to what was that planet that blew up? Tiamat.
Yeah, I mean, they would rather destroy it. They don't care.
Yeah, and they were going to do that with this too, but I'm just hoping we don't have to keep going through the same stupid shit we're going through right now.
This is the mentality of those that have been playing with our reality for a very long time. And I'm not talking about like the councils. I'm talking about these supposed advanced thinkers, hybrids, and what was that?
Illuminati, the Cabal.
Yeah, the Illuminati. I mean, to be honest with you, in my opinion, they're puppets of a higher group.
Oh yeah.
And this whole thing of these the high level corporations, the time traveling corporations that keep running our timelines until it lands in the way that they benefit from.
Right.
They can rewrite our timeline. Yeah. And they've been messing around so much with it that is affecting us.
Right.
They keep on turning the timelines until you get like all the cherries lined up or something that's aligned, well, all the same.
There was some big changes about, I think even close to what we're seeing now. Speaking of JFK, when he was president, he was going to pull all the troops out of Vietnam. We wouldn't have had the Vietnam War. He was going to return us to the silver-backed money, and he had already printed some, so he was ready to do that. And also, from what I'm hearing, he was that day he was shot. He was about to go and give a speech, and he was going to expose the ET connection. And they couldn't let that happen. They didn't want Vietnam to, not happen. They had plans there, and also with the money too. That would have completely changed everything. We wouldn't have the Rothschilds anymore running our banking system. So that right there changed the timeline immediately as soon as he was killed. Because as soon as Johnson took over, he rescinded that order and sent more troops to Vietnam, and also ended the silverback money thing, and of course didn't say anything about ETs.
Right.
Because our government had been talking to and interacting with ETs at that time for years.
Yeah. Well, Eisenhower,
Yeah.
kind of brought it in.
And
I mean, others had mentioned it. It was in the newspapers in the early 1900s, and it was very, very strange to me when I would go to like some of these kind of I don't know what you call these weekends where they would have disclosure and use it, especially like MUFON or something like that, and usually using like incidences from the 40s and the 50s and maybe 60s, and then acting as if absolutely nothing's happened. They've completely wiped out a lot of critical information that the rest of the world has the right to see. And I don't think there's anything wrong with seeing this stuff, because most people have an awareness.
Yes, and inventions too, like really beneficial inventions that would help us all, but they bought the patent and removed it, so we couldn't be aware of it, like energy machines, free energy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That Tesla invented. They don't want us to know that, or at least use that. A lot of people know about it, but they've never let us use it.
Yeah.
But they're using it.
Well, of course, and they're using it for war reasons, and we wanted to use it to improve our quality of life.
Right, and give us.
And there are spiritual laws behind this. They have interfered with the advancement of humanity in a positive way. And so, of course, there's repercussions, but the problem is they're still holding on. They won't be able to hold on forever, and eventually, their souls, or I don't know if there's much of a soul left for people that are puppeted, but for the most part, that will be removed, and I know they keep on wanting to have their way, but as a lot of this stuff gets cleared, it's going to be less and less. But right now, I'm still getting bad news coming from Peter, and I mean stuff that he says, I told you this would happen.
Uh-huh.
Now there was an incident where someone sent a picture of a tree that grew right through a car in France. I don't know if you've seen that.
Huh. I have seen like on certain shows where a car's been there so long a tree came up through it. Yeah.
No, this looked like it just happened overnight.
Oh.
Because the car didn't, wasn't there that long, and this tree just grew right through the root.
Wow.
The root went right up overnight, so it's almost like there had to have been some kind of time anomaly for that to happen.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. And these are the type of things that I think Peter's talking about is something bleeding through, and our matrix is collapsing in a way.
Well, good. It needs to.
Well, he said it will bring instant chaos.
Oh, well.
Start bringing in chaos.
Okay,
we don't need that.
I'm just saying we need to get out of this matrix we're in, where we have, time, for instance, is an illusion. They're the cabal, or I don't know who, whatever beings are behind them, brought in this time concept where we're supposed to be living in the moment of now and not have this time constraint thing where the sun comes up and goes down and the moon and all that stuff. They brought that in to give us this construct of time. So, it's all about control. It makes us easier to control when we're on that, when we think there's such a thing as time. You know what I'm saying, Jess?
Yeah, no, I know. And like I'm not like a doomsayer, because I think that I believe in possibilities, and early on in time, my communication with Andronicus is telling me that we are destined to have the highest potential for humanity if we embrace it, and it's available to us. And so that's what those symbols are that we use.
Most of us don't know about it though, and you got to manifest this stuff. And just like what we have right now is being manifested by people who think that's the way things are supposed to be, so they just accept it. And don't think that, well, we don't need to have this, we don't need to have that, we don't need to be fighting and killing each other and destroying the planet and all the other crazy shit we're doing.
Well, they keep on referring to the script. And the script's, Nostradamus has a script. The Bible has a script. Revelations is a script. There's other, writings that is, expecting an apocalypse. So it's almost like, well, we haven't had that yet. When is this script going to be, written out? Because, someone had to have written this.
Yeah, that they wanted us to believe that so we would manifest it.
Yeah.
And that's what the purpose behind that was. It wasn't necessarily something that had to happen, but they put it down like it was. It was written, so it had to happen.
It's destined, Yeah, the so destiny of things.
We're so weak, we can't do anything ourselves. We have to look outside ourselves and see, oh, this is what's going to happen. We better be ready.
But we don't accept the destiny.
Right, exactly. I don't, and you don't, but most people do. Yes, they don't know.
I think none of us should, because it's negative. It's negative for humanity, and this whole thing of, it's very narcissistic and it's very selfish. Well, they didn't believe, so they're going to get destroyed, but we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like, think about that. How is that good? How is that benevolent? How is that loving? How is that Christ-like? How is that anything good? I don't understand it.
It's a way for those that are in power at the moment and have been, for them to maintain their advantage over us and maintain our slavery to them without us even knowing it. It's easy to do. If we don't know we're slaves, then they can keep considering us and treating us like we are, because, we don't even know we are for the most part. Like you said about the way it could be if some other country ran us. No, it wouldn't. It's not like that. Then we would know we were slaves. But
and so we need to look deeper and to see why people are doing certain things. It doesn't make any sense, other than to destroy what we have. I mean, everything affects us, and it's just like what was going on in the EU, and how they kept on trying to fulfill this whole prophecy, coming together as a unified group, but yet imposing certain things where a lot of those nations started to lose their individuality, and then losing their ability to even have any say over their people.
I just read something the other day that was explaining how the Nazis were behind starting the EU.
It's very possible.
It was a Nazi guy, in the 40s, I guess, after World War II, that actually started or wrote the plan for it or some shit like that.
They're the ones that accessed the future.
Right, and they're still around too.
Yeah.
They haven't been eradicated. They aren't gone. They're, what is it, the Fourth Reich now, or are we into the fifth? I don't know.
Yeah.
But let's see if JFK wants to speak. Is he there?
I'm not quite seeing him yet.
And Bobby too.
But I saw Bobby. Bobby said hi to you.
Oh, hey, Bobby.
He's looking at a map. He says something about a plan.
What, for me to find a woman? He said he was going to help me with that.
He said they interfered with him because they wanted you to stay focused.
Oh.
Didn't want you to get into any dramas because they weren't going to allow you to settle down yet.
Okay. Thanks for that, Bobby. I mean, I did just meet a woman at that bar up the street, and I was talking to her about Thanksgiving, and she doesn't have anything going on, and I don't either. And we might just do something on Thanksgiving. So I don't know. I'm not, seriously attracted to her, but she just seems like, right. There could be some drama there, and maybe that's why I don't feel that much attraction to her. But I mean, she's a nice woman. She just seems to have a lot of problems and stuff, and she's poor. She's like a cook at that bar.
Well, that sounds nice.
Well, I've just befriended her, kind of, but when I talked to her about Thanksgiving yesterday, she kind of acted like she almost wanted to get together for Thanksgiving, because
Yeah.
I said if I don't see her by Thanksgiving, happy, and she said, well, maybe we can or I hope we find a place to get a meal or something. I don't know. I just got the impression, she's nice. I don't have anything against her, but like you said about what Bobby said, I really don't need distractions at the moment if I have work to do, and I do.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind having a woman in my life. Maybe not living with her, but it would be nice, because I mean it's been 9 years. I haven't been doing this kind of work for that whole time, but
No, you haven't, not at all. No, this is new. This is like the past year
yeah,
that you kind of got into the right direction within the past year or so.
maybe in the
Maybe a year and a half, you started to.
but
Yeah.
maybe in the astral I was, because I like I said, I don't remember anything when I sleep. So I might be doing some work then, and I don't even know it.
He was saying something. He showed me a map, and then you started talking. So I don't know. I lost it.
What? Who was showing you that?
Bobby.
Bobby? What you got, Bobby?
He said he wants to come back.
Come back in a physical body, or?
He said he would give anything right now to be here and helping the United States.
Well, he can still help us. He doesn't have to actually be here to help. So, what kind of ideas you got, Bobby?
He said he wishes it was his time.
Well, that was another timeline jump.
He
Right?
said he never got to have his time. It was taken from him.
Yeah, when he was running for president in '68, he was probably going to win that year over Nixon. That's why they had to take him out. Is that right, Bobby?
He said they didn't want us to have our family back to back running
Yeah.
the United States. It felt too much like a monarchy.
Yeah, with a little bit of slime in between with LBJ.
He said we just wanted to do things. We wanted to improve
Bobby couldn't stand him.
everything.
Yeah, well, is it true though that you were probably going to win that race if you hadn't been assassinated?
He said yes. He says he knew that he had the
momentum.
The public.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The public loved coming to see him. There was a love for his family, and he says they were very kind and loving to his brother.
And he had just won the California primary when they were just announcing it or something when he was shot. So he had that was of course the biggest state, biggest population, and he won there. And I'm sure he would have beat Nixon just like his brother did.
He said I wasn't in their plan.
Yeah. So was the same forces that I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this, but the same forces that took out your brother, the ones that took you out, Bobby?
Pretty much so. He says it was another reason why they did it, but it was pretty much.
But the same individuals or groups, because it wasn't just one person, that's for sure. In either case.
He seems really sad.
Well, that's because he wants to be here right now, because he knows we're about to Go through some big changes.
He said everything was taken from me. He said like someone just came in and just wiped us out.
You still got a big family left here.
He said
That's what you're talking
many also died.
Yes. It's like the family has a curse.
They're afraid of us. I think that was a map of Ireland.
Hmm.
Now that I think of it.
What was the purpose of that map, Bobby?
I wanted to remind you where you're from.
Oh. Yes, sir. I know that. But I have other things in me too. But I'm like half Irish, so I know.
He said that's why we're connected.
That's the half we're connected. Okay.
No, he says that's why we're connected.
Yeah.
He says like we're family.
Right. Well, we're soul family, right? Right, Jeff?
Yeah, he says we're tribe family.
Okay. That's good to know. Where's that brother of yours, Bobby? Is he with you?
He said he was playing cards, so that was kind of weird.
Wow.
I didn't know. I mean, I don't know whether he played cards or not, but
I've never heard that before. Who's he playing with?
I think they have him. I think they have both of them in some like pocket reality somewhere, and he's nodding his head. Yeah.
Can we pull him out of that, Jess?
And he said that they're prevented them from going back into the timeline, like being
Like another incarnation?
yeah, it's like they're holding on to their souls.
Can we do something about that, Jess?
I think he was playing cards with Al Capone.
That's funny.
It is. It's really weird. Well, what in the world are they doing there?
Just those two?
No, it was James Cagney. Someone that looks like Boris Yeltsin.
That's Capone.
What a mix.
What'd you say, Jimmy Cagney?
Yeah.
Cagney?
It reminds me of
writing
two
these
things. It reminds me of two things. It's like you ever see that picture of the dog smoking cigars playing cards?
Yeah.
It reminds me of that, and it reminds me of that, classic image of like Elvis and James Dean and all of them in some kind of diner. That famous picture,
Uh-huh.
Marilyn Monroe.
What was the other one you said besides Capone and Cagney?
Boris Yeltsin.
Oh yeah, I didn't get to that one yet. Anyone else? Quite the group.
Lyndon Johnson.
Oh man, I can't believe JFK would have anything to do with him.
I don't think they have a choice.
Can we pull them out of there? I don't think that's good for them to be held like that.
No, it's not at all.
I know it's against their will, so let's see if we can help them. Even LBJ, I guess. I just soon leave him there, but and Capone too. Let them play together.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here.
Ask Andronicus or Rodan. So they're all in this pocket reality together, huh?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, they took them because they had some kind of persona. I think that's the basis, and they wanted to be able to reuse it. I think they're taking, using, like, some of their characteristics.
Like they're doing with those musicians.
They're messing with them, yeah.
Same thing. Jimmy was doing that too, or they were doing that with him.
Oh, this is weird. What a combination.
And Bobby's in there too, huh? With his brother.
Yeah, but he stepped away to talk to us. He said JFK is not going to talk to us right now. He's very upset. He says he can't hardly look at what's going on here.
Because of today being the anniversary, it brings it all back probably.
Yeah, he says, well, he's not fully aware. They don't allow them to be in touch. I think it's kind of surprising that he's allowing me to talk to him right now. They're allowing me, which is making me a little suspicious.
But we got to help them, Jess, if we can. If there's a way. I mean, since we usually when we find out something like this, we can intervene and possibly provide some assistance. I mean, this might be a breakthrough right here.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can.
These are some big names.
Help them.
Yeah.
I know.
This might be like a block or something that's been in place all this time.
Oh, okay. So there's a lot of counterfeits of JFK on the Earth.
Huh.
I'm looking for his son.
Like clones? Well, supposedly his son is still alive. He faked his death. That's the latest word.
I'm thinking that might be a clone.
Have you heard of Q?
Yeah, I know Q said that, but I mean, it's easy for these things to be confused.
But the one you're seeing there is the real one.
I don't see JFK Jr. I see clones on the Earth, and I see clones of JFK Sr. on the Earth as well.
Right, but the one that we're with right now is the real one, and they're keeping them locked up and in prison. Maybe we could get rid of those clones too. They can't be up any good.
Yeah, maybe that's what we need to do right now and ask that the clones are removed. That part's easy. And that will help them, and I'm going to ask that any aspect, soul aspect, fragments, and anything that's related to these souls that were kind of hijacked and held in, it looks like some kind of prison planet, or like some kind of pocket reality.
Yeah. Is that working?
That's throwing off our timelines, all of these clones.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna have all the clones, as many clones as possible removed, and then the soul, any kind of soul essence that's left, return back to the original soul.
Yeah, so they can be complete. It sounds like JFK's a bit fragmented, and that's probably what happens when they take a piece of your soul and make another being.
Okay, I have the Council of Five here.
Oh.
I don't see anyone in charge. They just threw them in this pocket reality, and whoever was in charge isn't there now. Maybe they were removed already. There's two grays, but they don't seem right. Like, they look like they're just staring straight ahead.
Are you talking about on the council or?
No, in this pocket reality.
Oh. Are they so they aren't like guards or something, or overseers, handlers?
I think they were made to look like guards, but they're like rigid. I don't know if they're alive, and they're sort of deceiving everyone who's there, thinking that they're just being watched and monitored still.
Are they threatening looking?
Yeah.
Well, can we have them removed too?
Yeah, they're not going to do anything. I think they're kind of frozen.
Well, it sounds like they may be intimidating just by their presence.
Council of Five took everyone out of there, and they're collapsing that reality.
All right, cool. Wow.
Wow, good work, Jimmy.
Woo! Great, man. I mean, that's been hidden from anybody for who knows how long.
Yeah, I mean, I have a feeling that there's other pocket realities that they put them in, but that one is now gone. I'm gonna ask that, maybe, or whatever, the souls have some kind of agreement or contract being in the timelines, that if they're supposed to return back, then that they reincarnate.
So happy I could help.
Yeah. Wow, that was weird.
Not just the Kennedys, but everyone else that was there.
It's almost like my ears, the thought of my ears are popping, but they're not really popping, but there's a thought of it. It's very strange, like an echo.
Wow. Great. That's got to
Maybe it's my avatar being in a strange space.
That's got to make JFK feel better.
Yeah.
He was feeling bad, and all of them probably were. It didn't sound like it was a very nice, happy place.
Mm-hmm.
And being trapped with some, at least a couple of those guys probably wasn't something that either Bobby or John wanted to be around. I know neither one of them could stand LBJ.
Well, they don't really care. They would. It seems like they legitimately were putting people in the same place that didn't belong together.
To probably hold them down.
I had a few people that had problems with someone that looked like Al Capone, and I actually had interacted and met someone in person that looked like Al Capone.
Mm-hmm.
Like a 30-year-old version of him.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird. It was very weird.
So when they collapsed that reality, what happened to the souls?
They took them. They took the souls, then they collapsed the reality.
Well, what did they do with them?
They'll help them reset into their proper timeline.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Council of Five.
Yeah.
Wow, great. What a great thing to happen on this day, I mean, it's like a synchronicity or something. 11/22,
Yeah.
And we're talking on this day, I mean, we could have talked on any day, but this is the day we connected.
Bobby seems to like you a lot.
I like him too. I like him and his brother, and shit, I like just about everybody.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have some I like more than others, true.
Mm-hmm.
And Bobby, you're welcome to come and hang out with us here anytime you want. I have, others. I think he's been here before. Haven't you been with me before, Bobby? When we're playing music or just hanging out with Jimi Hendrix, my dad, my brother. Is he still around? Oh
no, he's gone.
Oh, that's right. So we can't get a hold of JFK now?
No.
Okay.
No.
Ooh-wee. That was great, though. I feel really good about that. What about? Do you think we should try and talk to Ashtar?
Yeah, after that whole thing with Ashtar.
I'd like to get some closure there, because I mean, if I did do what he said, then it certainly wasn't anything I would, myself, this soul right here, would ever do consciously.
There's someone else here. It's really weird looking. I don't know who he is.
Let's ask him.
He's got some kind of jacket on made of multiple feathers, like brown feathers.
Whoa.
Like the whole coat is covered in feathers.
Who are you?
And he's big. He's like muscular and big. Looks like a warrior of some sort.
Do we know you?
He's got a huge sword. Who is this?
Uh-oh. You know what that makes me think of?
What, Michael?
Yeah. I didn't want to say his name.
I thought it was Michael too. I mean, he's got a lot of different disguises.
Is he not answering me? I'm asking him. Who are you?
He's acting as if he can't speak. Sounds a little bit like BS to me.
He doesn't need to speak. He can just send his thoughts to us.
Who the heck is that? It doesn't feel like it's Michael, but it's somebody.
Somebody related to Michael?
Yeah.
Please, let us know who you are.
That was just Azrael.
Oh,
That's why we're getting that whole Michael vibe. All right, so he's acting as if he's listening to us.
Isn't he a demon?
He acts like one.
Is that a Zazel or a Azrael?
Azrael.
That's Azrael or Aeal?
Yeah, Ael.
So it's kind of like your name.
Hmm.
So is he an angel?
He was. I don't know what he is now.
Fallen angel.
He's acting like some kind of tribal guy.
Fallen angel, maybe?
Yeah, he plays a role, you know. He goes in and out of shape-shifting too. You know, he likes to show up and make a presence. He's probably unhappy that we got rid of that micro reality or that pocket reality.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know who's involved. It's who shows up right afterwards.
Right. Cool. Okay. Well, what are you here for, Azrael?
No, I'm not going to talk to him.
Okay. All right.
There's no way I'm talking to him.
And can we ask him to leave then?
He's hiding. He just hid. He didn't want me to know.
Oh, he's going to listen to us now. Okay.
He just said something like he's closing the gate. Well, you don't have a right to close any gate, Azrael. He just threw something at me. Looks like a fireball, a big, huge fireball.
Huh. Did it hit you?
No, I just hit it.
He doesn't know who he's fucking with, does he?
Well, I'm not going to put up with it. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. I'm not either. Leave us.
I just told them I'm going to take all of those realities out. He doesn't have a right to hijack any souls and use them for his agendas.
So there's a bunch of those?
There must be.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Wait, is the Council of Five still here?
Yeah, they're listening.
Can
They're
we
listening to what's going on.
Can we ask them to help us with that?
They said he just dropped dimension.
He dropped his frequency?
Yeah, well, something was holding him up unnaturally.
Oh. It's probably those souls he had control of.
Yep. Yeah, there's definitely something to do with it.
And maybe this child trafficking that's been going on the planet gives them energy from the children. Anyway, we're ending that.
They were pretty much telling me that he's very narcissistic and he's pretty much just not involved per se with the child trafficking, but indulging in all sorts of things on the planet.
Negative things.
Yeah, self-gratifying.
Oh.
And, well, I mean, they were calling him narcissistic, so.
Service to self.
Yeah.
Well, if the Council of Five could please help us collapse these other false realities, pocket universes, or whatever these are, and free these souls that have been trapped there.
Yeah, absolutely.
We would love that to happen, and I'm sure I'm sure they would too.
I don't see any right now, but if I do, I'll let you know.
Okay. Have you gotten any
I'm seeing you in an outfit.
What kind of outfit?
Kind of like these green pants.
Uh-oh.
And a red shirt.
Oh, okay. Oh, that sounds Christmassy.
It does, but I don't think you wore it for Christmas reasons. I think it was some like earlier time. You lived on the Swiss border of the Alps. Let's see what it's bordering.
Lived in the Alps on the Swiss border.
Yeah, bordering Germany.
Oh,
Or is it Austria? I think it's Austria.
could be both. I mean,
Yeah.
they're right there together. So why are you seeing that?
I don't know. Just opened up.
Hmm.
Seeing these like you were cutting wood.
That's where Billy.
That woman that you met, that's her. She's walking over to you, kind of like not skipping, but sort of like that. She's wearing a little kind of a festive dress.
Are you talking about that woman from the bar?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. So what's up with that? Whoa.
Yeah, she was kind of like you were cutting wood, and she's sort of like running over to you, sort of like a little skip or a dance I don't know how to say it, but she's wearing like
Like she's ha-
a traditional dress, almost like at a festival.
like,
Like there's embroidery and it's puffy sleeves.
like she's happy to see me.
Yeah, yeah, and all excited, probably wanting you to. I felt like she wanted you to go dancing with her or do something like that.
Hmm. So from this, what you're seeing, do you think that's an indication that I may want to get to know her better?
Her name sounds like, I don't know if Gladys or something like that.
Hmm. That's in that lifetime you're seeing. It's a different time or a different life.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm trying to see what your relationship was with her.
Well, just from the way you described it, it seemed like it was a romantic one.
Yeah, definitely.
That's kind of cool, I guess. She's a very pleasant, person. Seems real quiet, but nice.
She's changed a lot since then. I mean, she's not the same person.
Right.
The same soul, but I think an injured soul.
Well, were we an item back then, or married, or just
You
being?
you were a bachelor. You just I think you never got married and
Oh,
spent a
oh,
lot of time in, I don't know, doing like hunting and I don't know, building
now.
building homes and
Oh,
helping people, but yeah, people want to set you up with someone and you thought it would just keep you from doing the things that you want to do.
yeah, like right now.
Yeah. And
Who was who
she's
was
very
that?
outgoing. She was very outgoing and wanted to spend some time with you. So she kept on trying to pull you in.
So what do you see with that soul, Jess? You see benevolence there, not manipulation, or
No, I didn't think she just sincerely liked you.
yeah, she seems to now too. So, um,
Yeah.
but before I, make any kind of further moves with her, I just want to, get any kind of background or insight that I can. Because I mean, it's been so long for me that I sure don't want to mess up on this kind of um, and I don't want to hurt her or anything either. So, I'm not one of those type of guys that doesn't care about, uh, if you got a woman that likes you and you don't care about them, just kind of pushes them away and thinks nothing of it. I'm not like that. I don't want to hurt anyone.
Yeah. No, I think you did hurt her.
Oh,
I see her sitting there by herself at some point, like you never showed up, or you
oh,
told her that you just, as much as pleasant as she was, that you just didn't want to settle down.
yeah. Yeah, I got a feeling that might be the case this time too. I mean, she probably would let, she's like, seems like she's in her mid 50s or somewhere in that area, and she she told me she doesn't have anyone for Thanksgiving. So, I asked her, "You got any family?" And no, her family's down south. Um, and it sounds like, they pretty much treat her the way mine treats me, with indifference. So, like she's kind of lonely.
Yeah.
And, being that I'm in the same situation, I certainly wouldn't want to, make it worse for someone going through the same thing as I am. So I want to be careful with this, but still, as long as she's not some kind of malevolent being that's trying to manipulate me or something.
I think she's just from, like part of your soul group.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's going to work
So
out.
we could be compatible just on that. Yeah.
I mean, that lifetime was kind of an unusual lifetime. It was, you just wanted to be a bachelor.
Yeah. Well, maybe I gave her a little attention, and that got her, she fell in love or whatever, and I didn't feel it. Is that what you're picking up?
Yeah.
And I'm used to that. I mean, I have women that show interest. That it's just the ones that do. Normally, I don't really feel it, and the ones I like don't even look twice at me. So, that's why you can go 9 years without a.
But do you think that you're more attracted to people that are not reciprocating? It's more, it's the challenge that might
Well,
be bringing you
I,
in?
I just think I've never had a satisfying, successful, good relationship with a woman. So I really don't know what when I'm attracted to somebody, I really don't expect there to be any kind of reciprocation there with that person because I've never had that.
Yeah.
When I like somebody, they don't seem to like me, and when somebody likes me, normally and the ones that I have gotten into have been, just like there wasn't really I didn't take the time to just see if there was anything there. I just kind of threw myself into them. Like this is going to be it. Yeah, okay. And now I'm trying to be careful, but I'll continue to be friendly with this woman. I might even go out. There's not a lot of places to eat on Thanksgiving that are open, so we have to find a place that's serving Thanksgiving dinner. But there are a few.
Why don't you get some of the stuff and warm it up at your house? You can buy like a pre-made meal sometimes
Yeah,
and just take it back to the house.
yeah, I could do that, or I could even cook
Yeah, it's a big undertaking, if you're gonna do the whole like turkey and stuffing and
mashed potatoes, and yeah,
yeah.
that's what we were talking about. Is I asked her what her plans were, and because she's a cook, but she said she doesn't like cooking for herself, and I said, well, I don't either, at least not Thanksgiving.
Right.
And so that's where that conversation came from. So I'll probably see her before Thanksgiving and figure out what I'm going to say to her because I don't know yet. But just having this little bit of insight here is helping.
Mhm.
That we had a possibility of having something in a past life, and maybe we didn't realize it, but.
Maybe that's why we're talking now.
Hmm.
We're always talking at the right time. I know we tried to connect, you and I, and have a discussion,
Yeah.
but it seems like it doesn't work until it's the right time.
Yeah. Well, did you get any kind of information before you talked to me that something was happening or
No,
maybe?
it seems like there's a lot of like things come up that were it's like they block us communicating. And
Just
I'm
look
not
at
just
the kind of work we do.
yeah, I mean it's everything's just timing. I really believe it's the right time.
Yeah.
It connects, it flows. There's no like difficulty, obstruction.
Man, that was so
and
cool.
all the right information comes out at the right time. But I think when you force something, it really creates some how can I say, some jagged edges. You know, it has like some other types of effects, and things don't feel like it flows linearly.
And I
It
mean,
goes
I
elsewhere.
know you had the same feeling I did when you found out about that uh, false reality that was created for all these souls that are kind of imprisoned there. And
Yeah,
toxic,
I
toxic
can't. It shocks me every time, even though I know it happens. It shocks me every time I see it because you're like, what in the world's going on here? You know, I mean, like that slave camp that I saw. I mean, that was horrible. And then, well, because a friend of mine contacted me about feeling like he was a part of something and was flying and then was surrounded by these drones. And I'm like, wow. I said that was like recycling or something, They wanted to completely get rid of him, and this is what's going on. It's really weird, and I know it's going on, but when I see it personally, it still is very jolting.
yes,
Not comfortable at all.
and us coming together, brings some of these things to light, and light, so we can see them and see, like when you first saw that, you didn't know what the hell was going on there,
Right.
playing cards with all these people. What's going
Yeah, I was like, does he even play cards?
on?
And that whole gambling thing kept coming up. Like um, what is it called when the machines that they use in gambling too was the other
So,
explanation, which is not the way I usually explain things.
slot machine,
Slot machine, thank you.
right? But I mean, when we first saw that, it was like a mystery. Like, what the hell is this? And then you were able to at least identify it as a pocket reality or a false reality or whatever, off dimension or whatever the hell it is. And they had these souls trapped there and using them and cloning them and what? So
Yeah,
I mean,
and then they also were doing, yeah,
we had,
cloning them, and
we had to fix that shit.
it messes them up when as soon as they start using the clones,
Yes,
people get messed up because then whatever the clone's experiencing, they feel it,
right.
and
They're
if they could take out the clone in some way, then they affect the soul very badly.
they're not complete beings. They're fragmented.
Hmm.
And it seems like it was affecting JFK more than RFK or possibly Junior. Now, can you tell me, is Junior really alive still? Because that's the word. Did he fake his death and he's still alive? And supposedly he's going to be Trump's vice president going into the next election. But it can't be Pence.
I don't think it's him.
You don't
I'm
think?
not picking it. It might look like him, but I don't feel it's him.
Did he fake his death, or? Because I mean,
I don't think so.
I hear that goes on quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that's the case.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't really have a lot of clarity on it. It's one of those things that the information will come out when it's supposed to,
It's kind of muddled.
hurting it.
It isn't clear.
No, then there's a reason why they're saying
Yeah.
that he's here, so I just maybe just leave it alone.
Yeah, because I have to think that would help. If Trump is going to run in the next election, which I have my doubts about, but if he is, if he were to announce that JFK Jr. faked his death and he's going to be his vice president, I would have to think that would help him win
Yeah. Hmm.
for sure. So
Well, of course, that would be a big deal.
yeah, except I don't want to see Trump for another 4 years. I mean, you can like him, dislike him. I've never liked him. And I still don't, but I understand that's that you got to use what you got, and it sounds like he was brought here for this purpose. So I'm going along with it and everything, but I can't stand watching him talk. He's just so all about, seems to be all about himself. You talk about narcissistic, I don't know if you've been listening to any of these hearings, but it sounds like that whole thing was all about him. Yeah, did you watch any of those or no?
No, I haven't watched it.
Well, that's the way the scenario's lining up. They got him dead to rights for committing bribery and extortion.
Yeah.
And they got the evidence, so they're probably going to go ahead. And now he's saying, bring it on. I'm looking forward to the trial. So
well, yeah, but the way that they've constructed it and the witnesses, I was listening to it in the beginning, and I said, this is garbage. Because it was very, very contrived. It was pre-scripted. And they weren't allowing the questioning to have a balance, and it was like they were trying to be the judge, jury, and so forth.
It's the cabal, so I mean, what do you expect?
So that's why. Yeah, no, I didn't watch it because I know it's BS, and of course he's going to be talking, and I mean, Trump is a businessman. He's a corporation ruler. He's a business magnate or whatever. He's what I mean. He's been in front of all different types of people in the world, people that you can't imagine.
But he doesn't seem to be. He doesn't seem to me to be a service to others person. I mean, maybe he is, but he doesn't seem like it.
I think you're right. I mean, he's probably raised with a silver spoon, had everything handed to him in a lot of ways, but then again, he worked very hard beyond what his father did. A lot of these people are probably the same way. He's very bold. All I know is that it's less likely that we're going to get in a war with him in office. That's all I know, Jimmy.
You must be getting guidance on this from other, higher levels and stuff too. So I also respect that, Jess.
He's not perfect. I mean, it takes a certain ego, I guess, to say that you're running the United States, or not running, but the president of the United States, and that you are in front of all sorts of people, and there's levels of worship almost. It's like a royal.
Yeah.
So it does something to the ego, I'm sure. There's sort of this, and he's always been in that situation where he had a lot. He had a lot of money. He had a lot of power since he was young. So
he's always been very, very ego driven. So
yeah, he's not blue collar. Let's be honest. But what blue collar guy is going to be running the country?
Right, but if you know about this government we have, it's not even real. It's fake and it's bullshit, and it isn't really the government they're telling us it is. It's not. So we need to remove that. All these cabal agents we have in the government, and I'm not saying he's one of them, but there is a lot of them there, and they got to go. And
well, at least let's yeah, I mean, I agree. That is not. These are not individuals that we see. They're puppets.
Right. And he's also doing what he's told. It's not like he's doing all this on his own. I mean, he has guidance.
He has guidance.
And he's also compromised. He's done some nasty shit in his life too.
Absolutely.
And so is his family.
So, but even the Kennedys got into stuff.
So yeah.
What are you going to do? I mean, there's too much temptation in the level of power.
Right, but I want it all to come out. I want what the Kennedys did, what everyone has done. It all needs to come out and come to the light, and let's see. Let us determine, our history rather than have somebody interfere with it.
Well,
matrices and.
It was just like when that whole incident happened with Clinton and for the sex stuff with Monica Lewinsky and all that stuff.
Yeah,
it was so hypocritical because all of them have done stuff like that. It's just being in the position of power. You can't help it. It's too much temptation for anyone that is human.
Yeah.
And then even worse, if you're walking in a negative walk-in. So, I mean, it's as they say, you pick your poison in these situations until things shift and the dimensions shift, and then there'll be more benevolence in consciousness. Whereas, people will actually feel like, hey, I'm responsible to the people rather than I'm responsible to the ones that are giving me my paycheck.
Right. Are you seeing that, Jess, a shift right now?
No, I want to see it.
You're not seeing us moving from 3D to 4D? Because that's what we need to do. And then into 5D. And the planet needs to shift too. I'm understanding that's the purpose of all this is our planet, is choosing to ascend. And if we want to stay on this planet, we're going to have to ascend with her.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah, I mean, we're in good hands. It's just that we have to, really hang on there.
Yeah, we got to take care of some of this bullshit that's been going on, like what we did today. Clear up some of this nasty shit that's just hanging there and pulling down our vibration, our frequency, all the while. And nobody's aware of it, and nobody points it out, and nothing's done, and it just continues day after day after day. All these souls playing cards together. You know what? No.
It's a game. It's a game. They have them playing games.
And you say there's a bunch more too. So
yeah.
Just think how much clearing can be done from collapsing those timelines or those realities or whatever I mean, I'm not even sure what to call them. Can we speak to Ashtar, please? Ashtar, you ready for that, Jess, or no?
He's looking at you.
Hello, Ashtar.
He said, speak.
I did. I'd like to know what is going on with this situation with myself and my entanglements in these situations that you told me about the last time we spoke.
He said everything's changing. He said, and it's working to your benefit.
Whoa.
He said the glass wall has been removed. And whatever was causing the obstruction has been lifted. He said, good work. He said, I see that you communicated well to those of your kingdom.
Is he talking about my soul family?
I think he's talking about the Agarthans.
Right. Well, they're part of my soul family, too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ashtar.
He said, now we can reconcile what it is that we needed to resolve.
Oh, wow. Cool. That's great. Isn't that sweet, Jess?
There's Azrael. He's pointing the finger at me.
Oh, fuck you, Azrael. That's almost your name. Damn.
Yeah.
Careful. Ariel. Leave Ariel alone. Don't tell me that's your twin, Jess.
Yeah, can you imagine that? He's sneaking in, trying to be the accuser.
And disrupting us when we're doing something good here.
Yeah, I just hit him with an arrow.
Is he your twin?
No.
You almost got the same name.
Nope.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, wait a minute.
He can sink back down to where the hell he was and leave us alone.
This is in like another like aspect of him. He was hiding.
But we are doing.
No wonder why I had problems being around Ashtar at times. It's probably because Azrael was shadowing him. He
Does
didn't like that at all either.
is Ashtar aware of this?
No, he's noticing it now. He's been hiding. But I think when he saw me talking to Ashtar, he came out of hiding and revealed himself, probably spontaneously, not thinking.
I mean, if we need to call in Shiva, we can do that and take care of Azrael. And
Yeah, what a bastard, huh?
yeah, I mean, we're trying to do some uplifting work here, and he's popping in and acting like an asshole. We're trying to help people here.
Ashtar says it looks like I have some work to do. I think he's going to see what Azrael was up to in his.
Anything else you want to say before you leave, Ashtar?
He said it's all is good. He says it looks like Azrael was posing as you,
What?
committing all these crimes.
Oh man.
He
No.
said it looks like you didn't do it after all. He
Oh.
said, I apologize
Oh man, thank you.
for any misunderstanding.
Oh God, that lifts such a burden off me. Thank you so much. Oh, oh my God.
Can you imagine that? Well, what? So he's showing up around me, but it looks like he was acting as if he was you.
Oh my. What kind of angel is he, Jess?
One that doesn't want to exist anymore, I guess.
Is he seraphim?
No, I think he's supposed to be an archangel.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, he just needs to get his shit together because, we don't need this anymore. It's been going on way too long.
Absolutely.
Is Ashtar, has he taken his
Wow.
leave? Has he left us or?
Yeah, he's leaving. He's going to fix some things.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Ashtar. This has been weighing on me ever since.
Jeez. He took out. What was he doing? He was in battle with 3 kingdoms.
Who?
No, what was he doing?
What? Oh.
What was he accusing? He accused you of.
Well, Ashtar said that I had a hand in 3 wars. He didn't say which ones. And if you're still here, Ashtar, I'd like to know what those wars were. But if it wasn't me, I mean, just for my own information, I'd like to know.
He said there were 4 astral wars. 3 of them you were cited as being a strong decision maker and participant in.
Oh. Astral wars and the astral. No wonder I can't remember my dreams. Wow.
And I guess Azrael was making himself look like you.
And I guess that's why, Jess. They couldn't have me knowing about that.
Wow.
4 astral wars. But it wasn't me. It was him, right?
Yeah, he was making himself look like you, guiding the. And I don't know if he was actually guiding the Agarthans. Yeah, he was.
Because he was looking like me.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
A nice setup. No wonder why you're having problems.
Yeah.
I told you he was a bastard. He's a mean SOB.
Ugh.
He's mean.
Mm-mm. And, it's just good to know that it wasn't really me that was doing that because, man, that just hurt me. Because I would never do anything like that. I'm not like him.
Looks like Ashtar went after him again.
I don't care if he's an archangel. I'm not like him.
No, he's kind of lost his seat. You know what I mean?
I'm way more like this archangel I'm speaking to right here.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we need to do?
Something about a bucket. I saw Hippocrates. He's still there?
Yeah. You saw Hippocrates?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure who that is, but I know it's a Greek god or something. Is that right?
It has to do with some of the medical industry.
Oh, the Hippocratic Oath.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, I haven't been to a doctor in at least a couple of years, maybe 2.5 years, and I haven't taken any pharmaceuticals in that time. So maybe, is it related to that? I'm kind of spitting at the system. You know what I mean? I'm not using it at all. Even though I have insurance, I don't use it.
No, he's complaining about you helping people with healing.
Oh man, well, too bad, man. Now that I know I can do that, I'm doing it, and I'm going to keep doing it. So, what do you got to say about that?
He said that you're not. He sounds like he's cabal. You know,
Yeah.
you're not going along with the medical industry.
Right.
Like he's acting as if he set it up.
Yeah. Well, okay.
I
Yeah.
think his time's up. Your time's up, Hippocrates.
And
He thinks.
I'm letting people know that they have the ability to heal themselves too, and they may not know it and they may not accept it, but I'm sending them healing anyway, and also telling them that they can do it too. I'm not saying that's something I can do and you can't. No, I'm not. So sorry about that, but now that I know about it, Hippocrates, I'm going to keep doing that. So what's your retort to that?
He says you must obey the system.
Nah, I've never been one to do that. So your time has come, sir.
Yeah.
That's a disempowering system. That's how you disempower people. Tell them they have no power when they get sick. They need to go to the doctor. No, they don't. What was the bucket, Jess? What was that? Bucket of shit or what? Because that's what the medical system is.
Hold on.
Okay.
It was like a bucket of gold, and Hippocrates said he's taking your money away for doing this.
Can he do that?
Apparently he has been doing it, so we're going to ask to get your money back.
Yeah.
And we're going to tell him he needs to, he doesn't have any jurisdiction on this planet anymore. He looks like he forfeited his right trying to manipulate and deceive people.
Yes, and I want nothing to do with you, Hippocrates. Do I need to do a revocation of him?
Yeah, maybe there was some kind of an agreement at some point.
So I revoke any connection or tie to Hippocrates or the Rockefeller medical system that we have in this country. In any dimension, time stream, in between, parallel universe, false reality, and I thank thee, for it is done, and I know it. I break all vows, agreements, oaths, blood oaths. It's Hippocrates. Any dimension, time stream, in between, time frame, and I thank thee. Did it work?
He's being sent back in time. Somehow he hooked into the Agarthans.
Oh.
We're going to ask that he's no longer connected to the Agarthans anymore. He didn't belong there.
He was hooked into the Agarthans through me?
Yeah, but I'm seeing something really weird.
Oh, man.
Okay. I'm asking to have the Agarthans disconnect from Hippocrates and any of his agendas on the planet, because it has brought a lot of people into a very strange state of mind, dependency.
Yes.
And misconceptions of wellness.
Right.
And also, people being bound to certain things.
and,
not being
and,
told the truth.
and led to believe they can't heal themselves when they can. That they need to go to a doctor when they get sick. No, do not.
Well, if people want to go to the doctor, that's fine, but they need to know that there are other options.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not here to whatever people want to do, and I'm definitely not going to be responsible for anyone that decides to go off of meds and say told them to do that. But
Right.
people obviously, made some decisions that got them in those situations in the first place, and a lack of information or whatever.
Right. They have to feel it. They have to know it, and not just believe it.
Right, and I think it doesn't matter whether you're. I think people need to be mindful of their own self, their consciousness, their soul journey, why they're here.
And their powers and abilities.
Well, it would all go together if they were connected into the higher source.
Right.
I mean, today I was at the store, and there was a man like 92 years old. He was working at a register.
Oh, man.
He was wearing an American flag tie.
Huh.
His tie was like an American flag, dressed in like a suit jacket, very alert, aware, and helping all the customers.
And looking healthy.
Looking healthy,
Mm-hmm.
in good shape, good condition. And had someone approached him and said that they lost their card, and he was, very accommodating, very helpful. And he has children in their 70s.
Wow.
So, there are people that, understand who they are. You could see he was genuinely kind and wanting to help.
So you spoke to him, Jess?
I did. I said hi to him. I mean, I couldn't help but think how adorable he looked with that tie.
Right. And
I mean, it was just really sweet. And he was.
See you doing that too.
Yeah, I just smiled at him, and they said, the woman that I was talking to at the register said to me, "Oh, he's my neighbor. He's not." She gave me the background that he's in his 90s, and I said he's really amazing. He's very inspirational, because he's older, but he doesn't act old at all. Has a lot of energy.
And doesn't look it either.
Didn't look it. Seemed very, very coherent. And very mindful of others. And so you would think that he had the awareness of, a 30 or 40-year-old. Very much on the ball.
He's probably an angel.
He's someone that definitely, it seems like he had an honesty about him and a genuine concern for others. And I really think if you want to know the magic, the remedy for staying young, and, everyone has all these different elixirs and certain foods to stay away from, and, that can't happen because our environment and this and that. I believe it's consciousness.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. People have asked me, they say, you look young for your age. It's because that I help people for a living. I think that makes a difference.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not in the industry of cutting others down. And even in this field, there is a lot of competitors, but I don't worry about that because I know that I'm providing my information. I do get annoyed when people try to get me to conform to someone else's belief system, thinking that I'm supposed to be in alignment with that, which is kind of weird to me. Like, why would you even think something like that?
You have the power to heal and age regress within you. So, you may not consciously be using it, or you may be. I don't know, but
when you are in a place where you're true to yourself and you do the best that you can for other people, nobody's perfect. You're honest, and you have a type
genuine.
of genuine. You do have a love for others. Like, for example, I mean, doing some of these shows, I'm not doing it to get attention. Like, I know some people do, which is fine that they do it for that reason. But I do it because I feel like people deserve to know
Right. And we want people to be aware. I mean, we're not trying to get attention for ourselves, but we want people to pay attention to what we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean there are people that sort of they're showing their face, they're sort of, they're posing, it's sort of like a big selfie type of thing, and there's quite a few people that do that.
Like like
And
like that being that was acting like me, posing. I mean,
yeah,
eh,
posing in his little feather cape.
yes, and bringing this negative energy and negative impression to me
Yep.
when I didn't deserve that. You know,
No,
I mean,
no, you didn't
damn.
deserve it.
I mean, of course I was upset. Yes, to think that I started one war is bad, but three, and now I'm finding four. It wasn't me, but that's why I wanted to speak to Ashtar to get find out if there was anything new on that. And I'm so glad that he understands that wasn't me.
Yeah.
Oh man, that just made my day. Really did. And the Council of Five coming in right there when they did, and doing what they did to help us there. That was nice. That was
I
yeah,
think that I work with them in a sense that if there's something going on, they take it. I might find it, and then they will do something about it. But
right.
it's like a combination.
It's like they jump on it as soon as you identify it. They jump on it,
Yeah, it's like a collaboration.
and that's great because we're all working together. You, me, um, and them, and your uh, Andronicus and Rodan and Shiva and all of them. We're all working on this together. We're going to
Hmm.
take care of it too,
Yep.
and we're doing it. It's just it can't be done all at once. Snap your fingers, everything taken care of.
No, definitely not.
We need to identify the problems and remedy them, fix them,
Hmm. Yep.
and that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Oh man, to know that on this 56th anniversary of JFK's assassination, man, we freed him from that stupid ass reality he was being held in. And I don't care if there was some other nasty beings there too. Uh, you know, the fact is, him and his brother were both there, and others too, other benevolent beings too. They were freed from that,
Hmm.
and hopefully everyone went to where they needed to go.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. They did definitely. Now, if that's I don't know if there's another aspect of them hid away, or in some other reality. It just didn't feel complete yet.
Okay, well,
So there was something else there, but it hasn't. Nothing else has opened up. So
hopefully the Council of Five can look into that further and take care of anything else that's connected to that needs to be addressed, because this I got a feeling this is huge. It's really connected to the anomaly here, or the something that's holding us in this negative place, so we can break out of that,
yeah,
because Jess, that's what both of us want. And we need to, this is some dumb stuff going on right here, and we need to just leave it behind. Okay, that's in our past, not with us anymore. We don't need to deal with that anymore. It's over.
right. No, we don't need to deal with it anymore.
We got other things we have to deal with, but that's not one of them.
Right.
Oh man, what a relief. I mean, yeah, you could tell I was upset. I mean, I can't hide it. When I'm feeling something, I can't hide it. It comes out of me, and I know
Yeah, and I knew that it bothered you about what Ashtar said to you the
yeah.
last time.
Hmm. But I also knew that it wasn't really me. I did know that. I guess he didn't at the time, but because of the whatever this dude was doing, Azrael was doing, um,
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what was going on because he kept on showing up, and I'm like, what in the world's going on here?
What did he look like, Merle?
Um,
You've seen
yeah,
Merle,
I mean,
right?
yeah.
Merle seems to be someone that beings like to take advantage of or think they can, or and I don't know how that happens, but when you're good, people try to misuse you and turn you into use you as a front for their bad behavior.
That's what they do. They have to find someone, and if you have some kind of leadership, you're usually targeted because someone wants to either take your place or mimic you.
Yes, or use you to advance a negative agenda.
Yeah,
Oh man, it's happened to you before too, I'm sure.
yeah, definitely. I guess that I've had plenty of counterfeits, and I've even had people say, "Well, I saw you in my dream. I saw you," and I'm looking, I'm saying, "And you said this and this and this to me," and I'm like, "Let me take a look." Because you don't remember everything you do astrally, and I'm like, "Did I do that?" And no, no, it was someone else. And I was like, "No, sorry, it was someone else." And if it didn't sound characteristic of what I would do, I would question it, and I think we all should,
Right.
because I think a lot of people are sort of carrying the burden of whether it's a clone or um, a counterfeit of some sort that
Understand
could be doing something. Yeah, I mean,
body.
it doesn't happen with everybody, but if you're actually doing some strong work to help the planet, then yes, you're probably a candidate for that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I got something that made this being, accuse me of Hippocrates also. You know,
I'm surprised with Hippocrates. I mean, I just thought he was, an early contributor to the medical industry, which is, essentially, they probably didn't need him when you think about it, because, there were herbalists that were making all of these, remedies from the earth for thousands and thousands of years, and then what Hippocrates validates what they've been doing and what they knew and what was passed down from one family to another.
well, supposedly that's an oath that doctors take. It's the Hippocratic oath. So
I know that, but he's sort of hijacked the whole industry then.
yeah, exactly. It's a Rockefeller thing.
Well, first of all, you making oaths and vows. What does that mean? Now you're forever committed and you're entangled with that individual unless you disentangle and have an awareness that you are entangled. And I think that anyone that listens to this should disentangle from Hippocrates, just in case that they had made a vow with him in any way, shape, or form.
Well, you know what?
Because there wasn't a requirement for a vow just to help people out. And I know the vow, people could say, well, aren't you being extreme? Because the vow essentially is supposed to uphold the truth, and that people will honor their knowledge and use it to heal people, not harm them in any way. But I think that, for the most part, people would anyhow. So, because then you are no longer a doctor, but you are a murderer.
Right. Well, I guarantee you that when people hear this, and hopefully you don't cut that part out, I don't think you will.
No.
I'll, they will do that. As soon as they hear you say that, they will do it, because that's exactly what they need to do. They buy into these false programs of leadership. Well, you need me to tell you what to do.
I
And
wonder how many people have made this Hippocratic oath,
well,
this
supposedly
vow to
doctor,
Hippocrates or anyone that was working for his. Sounds like he had some kind of leadership and group that he was working with.
has he been dealt with? Didn't you say he was being dealt with now?
Um, yeah. I mean, that's definitely going to come up. I was just looking at his father. His father, Heraclitus, was a physician of ancient Greece also, and is 16th in descent from Aesculapius, the son of Hippocrates, who lived probably in the 5th century BCE. Oh, wait a minute, what was that? His grandchildren, Thessalus and Draco.
Draco?
Yeah. And the reason why I was looking at this, because I was like, what kind of entity is working with him? And I was seeing Praxitella and Heraclitus, or however you would say it, but I saw the name Hera, and I was seeing Praxitella made me think of Droxala. And I was like, I wonder if they're Draco. And then I look at Heraclitus, and there it is. Draco. Grandchildren, Draco and Thessalus.
Thessalus. Wow.
There it is. So it's a Draco telling us that we need to give them an oath.
Yeah, well, they got.
And doesn't that make sense of what the medical industry has turned into? I mean,
you look at the.
It's all popping pills.
You look at the symbol of the medical industry has got a snake going around a pole or something. I mean, what do you think that is?
That was for Mercury. That was another thing too. I mean, that was a symbol that Mercury had. And apparently I wouldn't be surprised if the Dracos took it from him.
And used its power.
Yeah. Used its power on the earth to influence how people get healed on the planet.
Well, that would be huge if we could,
not healed.
That would be huge if we could break that up. Because, once people find out they can heal themselves, man, it's going to be sweet. We won't have this medical industry that we have now. That was one of the ways that they were able to enslave us, by getting us to buy into this system.
Yep.
How do you do, Jess? Do you have insurance?
Yeah.
So you go right.
I don't have to go. I mean, I take care of myself. I've been fortunate.
Well, I'm protecting you too. I mean, I put protection on you before we call. I wanted to make sure this call went great, and everything. Everything was sweet and positive, and I put that out there before we even talked. For you and your car and your home, and me and my car and my home, and on our energy field, and that's what I did before we even talked. So. And I'm going to leave that on you. I want you protected.
While we're talking, someone's contacting me saying that her husband's not looking good. It almost looks like he's going to fall over, and he's got heart issues. You want to work with me and with an intention and send healing to him?
Oh, of course. I don't know if I need that, but I just want.
Yeah, you don't need that.
Okay. Just send it to him then. His heart, you say, was a problem, and
he just almost fell over.
Okay.
It's faint. I told him while this was happening, we were just having a battle with Azrael, and so they're breaking ties with Azrael right now.
And Jess, Azrael.
Oh, Azrael's there.
Oh, is he?
He's there, making himself look like he's Hippocrates.
Oh, well, just the fact that both of them were coming at me for healing people.
Right.
Now that makes me know that I'm actually doing something,
Right.
I mean, not that I didn't, but that just kind of cements it. I know I'm helping and healing. They don't like it. That's good to me. I enjoy that. That's positive feedback to me.
Wow.
I sent that healing out to him.
Thank you.
And he'll be on my list, and I'll send it every day.
Okay. Thanks. I'm gonna go give them a call.
Okay.